नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़ाउज़ बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम. Let's continue the book of Al-Jummah Friday, and we were doing from Sahih al-Bukhari. Today's chapter will be Babul Jummah fil Qur'a wal Mudni. To offer Jummah prayer and khutbah in villages and towns. So whether it's villages or towns, there's also one thing you have to remember before going further. In towns and villages also you will have the Jummah prayer and the khutbah, but the minimum of 3 people. Okay, that's a must. And we can facilitate those things and still have Jummah. And same thing, people they ask about doing it at school or colleges, same thing. Like at least minimum of 3 people giving azan and doing the Jamaat for the Friday. So narrated Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma heard Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, all of you are guardians and responsible for your wards and things under your care. The Imam, ruler, okay, is the guardian of his subjects and is responsible for them, and a man is the guardian of his family. You understand, like who is the responsible as a guardian for the whole Imam? Because when you go to masjid, who is responsible for the whole thing? Imam. Same thing for the family, who is the guardian? Father, and responsible for them. A woman is the guardian of her husband's house and responsible for it. So woman is the guardian of her husband's house and responsible for it. A servant is the guardian of his master belonging and is responsible for them. A servant, they are given a certain task and they have to take care of it, and they are responsible for them. I thought that it also said a man is the guardian of his father's property and is responsible for it. So further this hadith elaborates not only his place and also father's property, and it's responsible for it. All of you are guardians and responsible for your wards and the things under your care. The next bab is Hal yajibu ghusl al-jumati ala man la tajibu alayhi. It is the taking of bath on Friday compulsory even for those on whom it is not compulsory to present for Jummah prayer, example women and girls, etc. Here the thing is, before going to further like explanation, let me tell you the main points here. Taking bath on Friday is compulsory. Okay, here in this hadith, even for those whom it's like, it's not compulsory to, for the others, but it's compulsory for the time of the Jummah. Like, young girls or young children, those who are under age of 12 or under age of 8, still it is liked and it says compulsory, so better to do that. And in this I noticed some of the old age people also, but we like, not only me, others might have noticed, they took shower on Friday no matter what. The whole week if they don't take it because of the weakness and because of the body get very feeble in the old age. So don't started commenting on the people, oh, they are not taking shower every day. We don't know how the things are with them, but for the children, because of laziness they do, we can tell them. Let's move further. Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we are the last to come amongst the nation, but will be the foremost on the day of resurrection, and repeated. You remember, this is the hadith we started in the Babul Jummah. This one we did, and that's the part of that is repeated, and same reference has been given here. So we are like among the nations, he'll be the foremost on the day of resurrection. Do you understand? Like we didn't see Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are the later ones, and Sahaba and Tabi'in were there. Sahaba was with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tabi'in later, and after that Tabi'in, and now after so many generations we are there. So Here the thing you have to understand, to come amongst the nation, but will be foremost on the day of resurrection. Even though we came later, we didn't see Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but in this hadith, what it says, if your deeds are so, then you will be in the foremost on the day of resurrection. That's the thing. I hope you understand that. So here, and repeated this many times. He added here at the end, it is obligatory for every Muslim that he should take a bath once in 7 days. That's what I was trying to explain before. When he should wash his head and body. Do you understand? Here it has been specifically said, يَغْسِلُ فِيهِ رَأَسَهُ وَجَسَدَهُ. Ra'as is from ru'us and jasada is for the body. So here clear-cut message, even to the whole week, because of old age or because of sickness, because of the weakness, it can be any reason. We can't comment on any person. But on Friday, you make sure you take shower. And what is the thing? يُغْسِلُ فِيهِ رَأَسَهُ وَجَسَدَهُ. Not only washing your head as well as your whole body. You know, some people, they just wash their head in the sink and later they take a shower the whole body. Better you go in the shower, have the head to toe. That would be nice. And here it says compulsory. In this hadith we learn, narrated Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, that it's ghusl Jummah ala man la tajibu alayhi, that taking of bath on Friday compulsory even those on whom it is not compulsory. Like, you know, whether a person is going to Jummah or not. For example, women, children, they are not going to Jummah prayer. Sometimes most often they go because they have to drop the children, and they themselves want to go to Jummah, because we learn so much things in Jummah sermon, Jummah khutbah. But if you are not, still you're going to take the shower. What if a person is in period? Still you can have it, because what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has taught us, we are implementing that, isn't it? Like, it's a sunnah, and we love to practice sunnah because we are getting good deeds. And you remember what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said? We are the last to come amongst the nation, but will be the foremost on the day of resurrection. Subhanallah. And here next chapter, chapter number 10, Bab min aina tu'ti jum'atu wa ala man tajib. From where distance should one present oneself for the Jummah prayer, and for whom is the Jummah prayer compulsory? This will clear here. Narrated Aisha Razila Naha, the people used to come from their abodes and from Al-Awali, the outskirts of the Medina, up to a distance of 4 miles or more from Al-Madinah. They used to pass through dust and used to be drenched with sweat. You understand? They are far, and don't think like now we have luxurious cars and so many transportation facility. Not that. At that time they didn't have those things. So even though those things were not there, what the scenario presents here, they used to pass through dust and used to be drenched with sweat and covered with dust. So sweat used to trickle from them. One of them came to Allah's Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who was in my house. Who's Aisha Razan? The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to him, I wish that you keep yourself pure on this day of yours. Means, i.e., take a bath. So, do you understand? Somebody is coming far from Medina, and they are covered with the sweat, covered with the dust. But still, what it says, فَقَالَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم لَوْ أَنَّكُمْ تَطَهَّرْتُمْ لِيَوْمِكُمْ هَذَا. It's better that clean yourself, and that in i.e. take a shower, take a bath. So this scenario, how we can further understand, like children, they are coming from school, or we are like men's, they are going from work, but they already take shower in the morning. What about the people who already took shower in the morning, but they have a kind of work, like, some hard work? Because of that, they still have sweat and, and still they smell. That's the exception, isn't it? Because they already took shower in the morning. Because of the hard work, sometimes people, they have to change different buses, they have to take the train, and they have to walk so much. Because of that, they smell. That's the exception. But the thing is, prerequisite is taking bath, taking shower. So one has to take shower, take bath. Make it compulsory, especially on Jummah. Okay? I hope you understand. If anything, just let me know. Further, I'll explain more. Like here, even though it's from far, you are coming, but still you're going to take the shower and clean yourself and come. So what if you know that you're going to sweat after your work? You have such kind of hard work. I'm not talking about just sitting in the office, in air conditioned office, and you are doing work and you are not sweating. Think about the people who are doing hard work. Okay. So for them, they can start their day early, and at the time of the Friday prayer, before the Friday prayer, they can go and take the shower and come if it is possible. Otherwise, they can take in the morning and avoid those hard work so that they don't sweat so much, and after the Friday prayer they still continue that. So accordingly they can adjust, because Allah knows, innama amal bin niyat, Allah knows our intention. Further, Aisha radiallahu anha narrated, the people used to work for their livelihood, and whenever they went for Jummah prayer, they used to go to the mosque in the same shape as they have been in work. So they were asked to take a bath on Friday. So I hope this clears more. So here Aisha radiallahu anha says, when people used to work, because it was a hard work for their livelihood, just imagine those days it was more hard, because now we have so many tools also, so many different kind of machinery we are using it. But that time it wasn't, though not present at that time. They used to come that sweating and dusty way. But what Aisha Raziallahu anha clearly said, better to take the shower, clean themselves and come, because it's only once in 8 days. So we can take care of that, because that is described as a day of Eid, day of gathering. So why don't we take care of that? Inshallah, if we try, believe me, Allah will make things easy for you. So here next chapter is Baba Iza Ishtadat Harru Yawm al-Jum'ah. Har is for the heat. If it becomes very hot on Friday, then what should be done? Here you don't understand, like, if you are in overseas, but when you go to Indo-Pak, or when you go to Asian countries, and when you go for Hajj or Umrah, you could feel that har, you can feel that heat. Narrated Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to offer the salat prayer if it was very cold. If it was very hot, he used to delay the salah. Do you understand? He used to delay it. So the Jummah prayer, Jummah prayer, he will delay it. To go for the Jummah prayer walking, Babal Mashi ila Jummah. So literally walking towards mosque. So if you can't do it, because I know we live in certain places, and mosque is far from our home, and literally if we implement it, it's not possible, especially during winter time when it's snowy and so much snow is there, slippery. But what about when you park the car far and just walk just the parking lot? We can implement that way, isn't it? So to go for Jummah prayer, narrated Abu Abbas radiallahu anhu, while he was going for Jummah prayer, I heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, anyone whose feet are covered with dust in Allah's cause shall be saved by Allah from the hellfire. Subhanallah. Very beautiful hadith. Anyone whose feet are covered with dust in Allah's cause shall be saved by Allah from the hellfire. So the wordings of the hadith is Harramahumullahu ala nar. If you are your feet are covered with the dust and you are going towards the masjid, and that will be it is safe from hellfire to go for the Jummah prayer walking. When you walk, have you noticed that dust will fall on your feet, isn't it? So that is the thing talking, but you're not doing deliberately, isn't it? You are putting the dust on your feet. Literally, when children, they heard it, they thought how we have to do. Maybe they thought, are we supposed to put the sand on our feet or sand on our shoes? No, not that way. Here the thing is, when you walk, naturally, because of your footsteps, you will feel that some dust will be there, whatever the thing on the earth. But depends, if it is rainy, it won't be. If it is a dry summer day. Because now, what we were talking about on the on the dry summer or heat, harra. So here, haramahumullahu ala nar. So here, if you have that heat, if you're feeling that heat and also that dust will be there, that time you could feel that. So now we know this hadith, but every time when we go to mosque, we park the car little bit far because we want to give ease for the other people, because many people they come with the children and some are very old, and alhamdulillah we are young, we can park far and still we can walk. Why we want others to give trouble? Because many people they are in rush and they want to park the car near. So that thing we can implement, and automatically this sunnah we are implementing it by walking it towards the masjid. So that's a beautiful way of doing it. And here there's one more hadith, and then we'll continue in the next class. A man should not make his brother get up to sit in his place, making a person get up and you are going and sitting there. La yukhimul rajula akhahu wa yaqudu makana. Narrated Ibn Jurayj, I heard Nafi saying, Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade that a man should make another man to get up to sit in his place. I said to Nafi, is it for Jummah prayer only? He replied, for the Jummah prayer and also for any other prayer. Okay, so this clears it's on not only for Jummah and for any other prayer. This was narrated by Ibn Jurayj, and Nafi heard it, and Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, means two Sahabi are there. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade a man should make another man get up. They are sitting and you went late and you are asking people, okay, can you please move right, can you please move left, and you are making them separate and you're sitting in between. You understand? And not only that, sometimes we don't even say excuse me, or we don't even tell anything. Literally we push them. That's so rude. And Islam don't taught such kind of behavior. You went to Jummah or any other prayer for the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we are slave of Allah. But how can we do this? How can we misbehave with the other slave of Allah? We can't do that. So please remember, even I notice in Makkah and Medina, people literally push each other. I think lack of knowledge. And sometimes, volume is so much, people are so much, they can't even do anything. And sometimes they didn't do it deliberately. It happens. When volume of people is more, literally it pushes away. But here it's not so. You are literally going and separating two people and sitting in between. You are not supposed to do that. So Nafi said it's only for the Jummah, it's only for the Friday, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam clear that no, not only Jummah, any other prayer you can't do that. So when you went in the Jummah or any other prayer, just go and sit where you find the place. Just don't barge in, don't push them, don't do that. Okay? And in the next class, inshallah, we'll continue. We did till chapter 13 here. We started from chapter 8 and we completed 3 till chapter 13. We are just doing the summarized version. We are not doing in detail. So if Allah wills, inshallah, we'll do it in detail too. But at least we should know what is the summary of the Jummah. For every chapter in Sahih al-Bukhari, at least we should know what it is. Okay? Jazakallah khairan kaseera. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka.